Exciting.
Yeah, and the idea was that first match was a pure titles rule match. So Nigel got the win there, and then like you said, the last match was a standard world title match, which Brian got the win, and then this match was set up as the unification match. So it was under pure titles rules.
Yeah, we should probably at this time explain what this pure championship and the pure titles rules are.
It's awesome. I miss it. I wish that we had it. If we look at the rules today, like there's a lot of logic and sense in these pure title rules. So the pure title rules is basically you have 3 rope breaks that you're allowed to use, and once those rope breaks are up, then you lose by disqualification, or actually you don't lose by disqualification. You just don't have the rope breaks anymore.
Yeah, you just can't use them. So if you're caught in a submission, you can't break it. You got to fight your way out of it.
And if you do any strikes with a closed fist to the face, then you lose one of your rope breaks. If you're out of rope breaks, then you lose the match by disqualification. So it kind of like adds an extra layer of like gamification into pro wrestling that actually...
Or it makes it feel more like a sport.
Right,
and
yeah.
I think it adds kind of the rising and falling action that you can get out of like a 2 out of 3 falls match, which like is like the NXT equivalent of pure titles at this point. Like that's their like, no, this is a serious match, guys. It's 2 out of 3 falls. But also like I think it's understated that one of the more fun parts of watching a real sport is yelling at the refs for fucking up calls. And like just being able to disagree with the rules, and being like, I don't know about you guys, but when I first heard about ROH, it was always this like, oh, they're not like WWE, like you can't pull some bullshit and like win a title, like you have the code of honor. It's all about just like doing justice to like professional wrestling, in like a weird way of like, no, like this is real, there's not going to be shenanigans. And the pure title kind of
it was like
the
ultimate
biggest representation.
It was the personification of that concept.
But like at the same time, like in this match, you can still, with like strict rules, like give off like the idea of a babyface and a heel. I remember one of the first pure title matches I watched was one with like CM Punk, and I don't remember who he was challenging for, but he did that thing where you're in an arm wringer, and then he like grabs the top rope and does a backflip to get out of it. And the referee counted that as one of his rope breaks.
Oh yeah.
And then like in the final of the match, like he's in a submission hold and he gets to the rope, but because of that bullshit call by the ref in the first like rope break, he like either had to tap out or go to sleep. I can't remember, but like there's all of a sudden all these more interesting things you can do in a wrestling match that, when you introduce these new rules, like there's new ways to break them, there's new ways to subvert them, there's new ways that like you can surprise an audience. Like it's really cool. And I think they got rid of it because maybe it
might have been too hard to book, probably.
Yeah, like maybe they didn't have the technical roster that could really like use this title anymore,
because it was basically Nigel's title. He held it for the majority of its lifetime.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just thought, we don't have a big enough roster for 2 big singles titles, so we need to consolidate them. I'm not really sure. It would be
for whatever
interesting.
reason, it's a shame, but it's like any other title that you like the European title or the 24/7 hardcore title. It's good for it to have fond memories of it.
Miss that European
as
title.
Opposed to just be like, oh, why is this thing even here anymore?
Yeah. But like if they reintroduced this today, or if some company brought back these kinds of rule sets, like I think it's completely different in the
doable.
same in wrestling today, right? So like it would be the same type of wrestling matches, but you would just have an extra layer of making it closer to a sport, like you said. Like I think giving people 3 rope breaks is equivalent to 3 timeouts in each half in a pro football game. Like it just makes sense.
Or how many fouls you have until you foul out.
Yeah,
pro wrestling needs red cards.
Yeah, I wish this rule set came back because I think it's
me too.
really cool.
Because, you know, as fun as it is to have people like Eddie Guerrero or just people that are constantly breaking the rules to get ahead, like, at a certain point you can get fed up with the way wrestling is booked to keep heels over, in a sense. And it's good to just have some goddamn rules every once in a while.
Because if you watch long enough, I mean, you've seen all the tricks. And it's just being regurgitated over and over and over again. So there is that certain breaking point where you just say, okay, well, this isn't interesting to me anymore. And I think that is an underserved portion of the audience where they would be interested in rule sets that are closer to sports or booking that is more like an athletic competition than we currently get, especially in American pro wrestling. Even with New Japan, people say, oh, it's more like a sport. But even that, you have the referees looking pretty dumb and cheating and not what I would consider like that much closer to sport, but just like a cleaned up version of American pro wrestling.
Right. Where, like, yeah, New Japan, it's more about like title shots are determined by wins and losses. Like, they protect their champions. There's so many tournaments that if you lose a match, it's not the end of the world because it's like a round robin tournament and maybe you'll be able to come back and get some points later on.
Yeah.
As opposed to like WWE, it's like, here's my title shot. Oh, the damn Singh brothers distracted me. Oh, I'm in a Colossus. Oh, man, I lost my title shot. Too bad we don't have instant replay or the ref's not a dumbass. Or
I think there's room to play around with that in today's pro wrestling climate, especially with the eroding popularity of WWE. I think there is definitely a portion of people who are interested in pro wrestling but do want to see it taken more seriously and like not so much like there's always room for goofiness and comedy and just for character work. But
can you imagine a pure title match with Yano in it?
oh my god,
I would love to see that.
Nigel McGuinness versus Toru Yano.
how would you book it? Oh, you could do some cool stuff with the rope breaks with Yano, I think.
Maybe have somebody like loosen the bottom ropes.
Can't have rope breaks if there's no ropes.
Oh my god, he just takes the ropes off and then
Yeah.
puts them in a submission near the side with no ropes. Oh yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Like unhinge one of the bottom ropes so it's like can stretch across the ring and just like be able to like take it outside or something like that. Like have a submission on the ramp. Oh wait, I got the rope right here with me.
Yeah, I think you could do some cool stuff there.